Hi there. Hey friends. I wanted to make a quick video and kind of a review or reflections on a situation that's happening right now, a movie that's currently in the box office called The Sound of Freedom. So yesterday, my husband and I drove 2 hours each way to get to a movie theater to watch this movie. And as many people have said, which was part of our encouragement to watch it, it's well worth watching. Um, it sheds light, it shines light on a topic that so many people are either unaware of or really don't want to look at. And so I wanted to use this video not so much as a review per se, but rather as a way to tease out some of the overarching influences, particularly in the what you'd call the spiritual community, if you will. So, the movie, if you're not familiar with it, is a true story, although there are some fictionalized parts to kind of tie it together well, to make it into a well done cinematic experience. But it is essentially a true story about a man who has devoted his life to rescuing children from sexual slavery. And in that regard, he has seen many things and brought many things to light for us to see. Now, contextually, in terms of where we are on the planet right now, we are at a time of ascension, as we know, and we are at a time on the planet when we are called to look at our shadow. And maybe I'll do a longer video on the astrology happening right now, but I don't. You can see I'm not in my office. I'm not really set up for a really deeply planned, organized video. So in a nutshell, we are really being called right now to look at our collective shadow as well as our individual shadows. And if we don't do this, the frequencies that we are being bombarded with through the photon belt, the plasmic light from the sun, and Earth Gaia's frequency increase as well, are going to wash over us like waves that, like big gnarly waves. They're gonna roll over us. It is up to us to clear ourselves of the obstructions to the light that we are. And we cannot do that if we are busy denying, avoiding, and frightened of personal shadow material or collective shadow material. So there is an argument in the spiritual community that we should not look at the things that we don't want to see, because we have to be focused on the love and we have to be focused on the light. And I get where that disconnect happens, because indeed we do want to raise our frequency. We do want to be in a higher frequency love light in order to support all of life's awakening, this ascension journey we're on. However, if we have buried material personally and collectively, that will serve as an incredible anchor to prevent our ascension. It's called spiritual bypass. And I don't want to throw anyone under the rug here who's finding some confusion around, should I look at this or shouldn't I? So let's reframe that entire conversation in a way that may serve us all a lot better. And that is to consider the level of consciousness at which we are witnessing, seeing, observing shadow material. So, if we are afraid to look at the shadow, and let's face it, sisters and brothers, the abuse, the sexual abuse and slavery of innocent children has got to be the lowest of the low, one of the lowest of the low frequencies that we could have, that people, mostly men, but people get off on that level. That's a sickness. That is a deep level of shadow. So if we come to witnessing that, and I have to assure you that the movie does not display any abuse of children. Absolutely not. It's a well done movie. So if we witness the awareness of that from a place of fear, resistance, or even like, oh, like, then we are in the battlefield. We are at the level of consciousness that has been enough blinders on, enough fear, enough sleep, enough resistance that has allowed it in the first place. But when we do our spiritual work and we ask to be supported by the divine, and we look with eyes of compassion on those who are so hurtful, knowing that hurt people, knowing that to be in that level of denigrated self, that you could do that to a child for money, for getting off, getting your rocks off, whatever, that is a level of suffering that deserves compassion with very clear boundaries, right? Compassion with very clear boundaries. Now, as we move into a shift in the nodal axis where the South Node goes into Libra, which is a place of, compassion for others, but the North Node, our collective destiny, goes into Aries, which is about being clear, sovereign, directed, and also, hey, here's my line. You do not pass this line. We protect the children. Aries is the warrior that serves a noble cause. So as these nodes shift on the 17th of July, I feel more of us will come to this energy of, yeah, I have to look at this because I want to be able to support the light of clearing it. To support the light of clearing it. And we cannot do that if we refuse to look at it. So again, my recommendation for anyone who feels to watch this is to go ahead and watch The Sound of Freedom. Especially if you are in a part of your life where you are not in the soft place of nurturing little ones right now. If you're holding that field as the divine feminine mother energy, then be in the divine feminine mother energy. Absolutely. And for the rest of us, those of us who have the strength and the will to clear our own shadow and to rise into the light and stand in the light for all of our sisters and brothers of Earth, then this is well worth your time and money to watch while it's still in theaters. Because when we see it, it cannot hide from us anymore. Once we see it, it will no longer have the power it did to keep hiding in the shadows, to keep lurking around and making these deals and all of this stuff. And we will start to see where and how and when we can protect our children, collectively, all the children. And we can start to see when and how and where the indoctrination programs that are not working in our school systems, in our political systems, etc., serve to actually support such nefarious, such noxious, such vile agendas as harming children. So this is a call to action for the warrior spirits, the warrior priestesses. And it is also an invitation to rise up in your light into the frequency of love, because warriors need not do battle in the sense of killing others or being in hate. The true warriors of the light, the warriors of the divine, recognize that we are having a dream. This is a dream of separation where we imagine we're separate from that which we call God, and we can return into that energetic field of the love of the divine, and from that place say, not on my watch. And so I leave you with that, and I am very open to receive your comments, your questions, your reflections. If there is still some confusion around this, I'm happy to make another video. And I thank you for listening to me today, and I wish you in your life a most blessed, peaceful journey, and that all the children that you know and love be safely protected from harm in any way, shape, or form. Much love for now. Mwah. Bye-bye.